Try that again, there we go. All right, thanks once again for joining me. How am I gonna start this? Kia ora whānau, this is Luke. We're back here in the studio. Got another video today for you guys. This is a video that I've wanted to do for a wee while now, which is comparing the Fujifilm Acros Neopan, the original 35mm or 120mm, depending on your camera, film stock, compared to the digital Fujifilm Acros simulation that they have in their digital cameras at the moment. If you're not familiar with Fujifilm's cameras and you run a different system, that's okay. Fujifilm have a lot of different film simulations that they've taken directly from their film stocks from years gone by, and they've basically created a digital version of that old film stock. So when I was growing up, I used Fomapan because it was cheap, it was readily available at my high school where I was studying, and that's what we used for our photography course. And so I never really got to use any of the other black and white films available during that time, mainly because I didn't have any knowledge about them. I didn't really know what was available. I just was using what was given to me with the course that we were doing. Shout out Wakatipu High School, thanks very much. So yeah, I was just really curious to see how close the Fujifilm simulation, the digital simulation, was to the old Acros Neopan film stock. So nothing more than that. There's no real in-depth comparison for this video. It's merely just to see if the two of them side by side look pretty close and whether Fujifilm got it right in their digital cameras. I'm really pleased to say that the film simulation and the original film stock actually do look quite similar. There's a few things to consider in the results, as you'll see. The particular roll of film that I had expired in October. It's now March 2021. I don't think it mattered too much. It's possibly a little bit underexposed, and also the results, as you'll see, the chemicals at the lab they've got that classic sort of ever so slight sepia brown tint to them. I don't really think this is an issue, because if you look at them on their own by themselves, it's really neutral. It's a good neutral black and white tone. But when you compare it directly on top with the Fujifilm digital simulation, you can see the difference there. So the cameras we used for this video were the Fujifilm X-H1, the digital hybrid photo and video body, and we used the 35mm f1.4 lens on that. So that gives us an equivalent for the film component of a 50mm lens, and I used my Jupiter 8 50mm f2 as a comparison. I only used shutter speeds and apertures that were available on the Leica, and I mimicked that on the Fuji. I just wanted to keep this nice and simple as a direct visual comparison. How close was it? Is shooting with the Fujifilm simulation a good substitute for shooting with the old film stock? You be the judge. Let's go. there you go. What did you think, guys? There's a few things that we can take away from this. The first one is that modern digital lenses are so sharp. There's no, virtually no vignetting, and there's no aspherical warp. You can clearly see that in some of the shots on the film camera with the Leica and the Jupiter lens. There's a little bit of warp around the edges. So other than that, in terms of just looking at it side by side, I think Fuji have really done their digital film simulation of Neopan Acros. I think they've done it justice. In some shots, they're so close. The tones and the, we're going to say wide exposure latitude, it's pretty clear that they've tried to keep it true to its original film look, and I think they've done a great job. So well done, Fuji. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll have another video coming out for you soon. Cheers.
That's it.